Hey sis, I just want to let you know that I'm using your tools and advice you gave me. I found myself in a financial hole right now. I called Navy Federal. They are lowering my interest rate from 18% to 3%, but my credit card will be froze and my credit limit will be lowered by $100. So I believe that's a win. Hey homegirl or homeboy, I am Kiani, the responsible homegirl. This is the year that you are going to level up in your finances. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel because if 2025 is your last year being financially irresponsible, you need to consistently be investing in your financial education. So let's hop into today's video. How do you start to get out of debt when you do not even make enough to pay your bills? I'm going to assume that this person is talking about credit card debt. I will start off by facing the debt. How much debt do you have? You need to get that written down on paper. And then two, I will call my credit card company and I will tell them my current financial situation. Most credit card companies have like a financial hardship program where if you tell them that you're going through a hard time, what they will do is they will offer you like a lower interest rate. They will offer a lower payments. Like it's some sort of program. Every company is different, but it's some sort of program that they will put together that can help you start making payments on the debt without you feeling like you're choking and you just can't breathe because of all the debt. So contact your credit card company, tell them what you have going on, ask them about their financial hardship programs, and there is always something that they can do. Hear me clearly. There is something that they can do. So even if you need to research a quick little template of what you need to say to the credit card companies, but really it's as simple as telling them that you are going through financial struggles and you need help with repayment. What options do they have for you? And then move forward from there. Another thing, it goes back to what we just talked about in our previous question. If you feel like you don't have enough to pay your bills, then more work needs to be done. You need to get rid of some of those bills that you have. You need to increase your income and switch around some payment dates to make it work for you. Money is not our master. And I feel like this is probably like my third time saying this in the last couple of videos that I've had. You have so much power to control and create your financial situation. Yes, you might not like where you are right now, and I understand that because I've been there before. But it's not until you take accountability and power over your financial situation right now that you can get ahead of it and start doing some things different. Do not throw yourself a pity party. Let me say that one more time. Do not throw yourself a pity party about your financial situation because nobody cares. Get up and get in front of it. You have the power to change it. And whether that's communication, whether that's like you just sacrificing for a season, cutting back to come up, whatever it is, you have it. But nobody is coming to save you or instantly just shift your financial situation. It's not going to happen. So don't cry yourself a pity party, but know that you have the power to change it. And communication will go so far. Do not let shame, embarrassment, or guilt stop you from communicating what you actually need. And I'm saying this from a place of experience. I've been down bad before. I've had times in my life financially where I'm like, dang, how did I get here? And what can I do different? I've even worked with people who felt like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world because I got $5,000 in credit card debt and I can barely pay my bills and this and that and other. And it's literally like, it's fine. Like you will be okay. It doesn't seem fine, but you will be okay. And matter of fact, on that note, I want to read a testimony from somebody because I know it's going to help you. Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Because one of my homegirls, she texted me about this. This was probably 2 months ago. Yes. So this was in November of 2024. She said, hey sis, I just want to let you know that I'm using your tools and advice you gave me. I found myself in a financial hole right now. I called Navy Federal. They are lowering my interest rate from 18% to 3%, but my credit card will be froze and my credit limit will be lowered by $100. So I believe that's a win. My personal loan rate went from 18% to 3%, so monthly went from $212 to $89. So again, that's a win. The goal is to pay off this credit card debt. I said, girl, let's go. I'm telling you that communication changes everything. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you, and I know that you have the debt paid off in no time. She said, I wasn't going to do it because I was afraid that they would say no, but I'm happy I called them. I know I was worried about my credit report, but right now I just want to pay the debt off. That way I can worry about my credit later. Debt first, then increasing my credit score later. I'm so happy that you told me about this. God bless you. So then we kept going back and forth for a little minute, but I just share all that to say, don't let fear stop you from making that call, and don't just be so ashamed and embarrassed that you don't do anything at all. Like, you don't want to avoid it as if it doesn't happen. No, face your debt, face your financial situation, and know that you have the power inside of you to change it. Question 7. What is a good amount to start saving with when you don't have much to start with? I would say $20. And I'm pretty sure every single person listening to this video right now has $20 that they can save. If you save $20 every single week, every single Saturday, I call it Save Something Saturday, at the end of the year, you will be ahead of, Ahead of 60% of Americans who don't have $1,000 saved. So get in the habit of saving at least, at minimum, $20 every single week in a separate account that's not attached to your checking account. Or if you're a cash person, you can put it in an envelope, you can put it in a jar, but put it someplace where you know that you won't touch it, and just save $20 every single week, every single week. We all have $20 that we can spare. And if you don't have $20 that you can save, my challenge to you will be, before this week ends, figure out how. How am I going to get an extra $20 to save every single week? Like, in 2025, y'all, we're not making no excuses. We are not making no excuses. $20 is nothing. It's so small. And I don't want to say nothing, because there were times where I did not have $20, okay? But I want that to be, at bare minimum, what you should be saving every single week. If you save $20 a week, by the end of the year, you will have over $1,000 saved, and you will be ahead of the 60% of Americans who don't have $1,000 saved for an emergency. Question 8, which is our last question of this video, says, is it better to have a weekly budget plan or a monthly budget plan? Now, from my personal experience, I believe that you should budget based on the frequency of how often you get paid. So with me, because I'm an entrepreneur, every single time I get money come in, I budget. You might be a person who works a 9 to 5 and you get paid bi-weekly. Every 2 weeks, you should be budgeting. Some teachers I know, they get paid once a month. Then they need to be budgeting once a month. So however often you get paid, that's how often you should budget. I find that that is the most helpful and the most effective way to budget, because I believe that budgeting is simply your financial GPS. It is your way of giving your money direction, telling your money where to go and what to do, so your money is not telling you what to do. Again, money is not your master, but when you don't manage your money, you are letting money just go everywhere. You're not giving it no direction, no purpose, no nothing. So get in the habit of budgeting, and budget every single time you get paid. When you get paid, budgeting is the first thing that you should do. Before you pay a bill, before you pay your tithes, before you save, before you go out to eat, before you get you a little drink, whatever, you need to make a plan. On payday, we plan. On payday, we plan. And then after that, you do what the plan says. Period. So to answer the question, it's not about which one is better. It really just depends on how often you get paid. Just remember, whenever I get paid, the first thing that I need to do is budget. So I hope that this video was very helpful for you. Subscribe to the Responsible Homegirl YouTube channel to continue investing in your financial education, and know that 2025 is going to be your best financial year yet. But it starts with you, and it starts with you actually changing your habits, your priorities, and your mindset around money. And I'm here to help you the whole way through. Thank you so much for watching. Share this with a homegirl, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.